Heyo, my Planet Coaster friends, Johnny5 Live here, and I am joined with Synchros.
Heyo.
Welcome back to another Park Spotlight Contest Edition. Today we're going to be looking at the Hive, created by ethz. And here they say, when humans drove the giant bee population to near extinction, something had to be done to save the species. This abandoned mega hive, renovated by a philanthropic theme park enthusiast, runs a non-profit entertainment experience to raise funds for new apiaries. Climb to the skies of the honey drop or explore the cavernous deep hive to play around with mini golf. Cruise on Stinger, a wooden roller coaster that takes you through the golden honeycombs before speeding past the lush and pollinated scenery. Thank you for the contest. The size of the park definitely helped me finally switch over from RCT3 and learn this game on a controlled and feasible manner. Hope you enjoy. Well, apparently that's the case for like 200 other people.
No kidding.
Oh gosh. Well, there it is. This would be a very interesting episode. Stay tuned and let's get right on into it. Okay, welcome back everyone. Hope you're all doing well today. A theme based around honeycomb, honeybees. This should be pretty interesting.
We've seen similar things like this on the channel, but I don't think anything quite like this.
Wow.
Wow.
That looks amazing.
That looks so good.
Yeah, we did see a honeycomb style coaster in the exploration coaster contest.
Yeah. I think they used like the neon lights, right?
Mm-hmm. But it was more abstract.
Yeah.
Not
this
so
is
literal.
More, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But this is very pretty. That sign is amazing.
It really is. That's one of the best, probably the best park entrance I've seen in the contest so far, where you come in and it's just the scale. Yeah, the sign, the scale, the creativity, the sets itself apart. You got the honeycomb structure on the buildings. I quite like that.
Yeah.
Keeping that theme, yellow arrows.
Pulls away from just having a boring wall, and it looks like simple.
Nectar, get your nectar.
Oh, that's great.
Okay, this is really neat. I like it. Oh, look at even the bridge has a honeycomb vibe thingy.
Yeah. This is very creative.
Yeah, absolutely.
Insanely creative.
Mm-hmm. And it looks and feels like a theme park. We got so really great job. Mm-hmm.
That honeycomb dome thing, that is amazing.
Do we go on the swarm right away? Let's go in there.
It's like not repetitive. That looks like that would have taken a long time to make.
Absolutely.
Like that looks almost all by each section.
I mean, it looks like a real honeycomb in the sense that some of the I don't know the terminology for it, but the hatch holes are like rotted or whatever, but then the other ones are full of honeycomb.
And the contrast on it is amazing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, really neat.
Oh,
Bees are fascinating. I find myself on YouTube a lot, just like looking at like bee documentaries and shows like that. Like, I don't know, there's something so weird about like a bee coming out of this like little hatch thing, and then they all work together like a hive mind, and it's really trippy. I mean,
it is really insane, like the amount that bees contribute to nature.
Mm-hmm.
Which actually falls in line really well with the theme here. Save the bees. Like,
yeah, and they're like a bug that doesn't like gross me out. Like I have so many bumblebees in my yard. You should see my sister's garden. It's absolutely insane. She probably puts thousands of dollars in the garden every year, and we have just the fattest bumblebee farm in my yard.
Oh, cool.
Like we have sunflowers and everything, and there's just these fatty bees. They're just they're all obese. It's the cutest thing ever.
I have a wasp nest outside my house right now.
Oh, that's no fun.
I hate those things. They are.
Yeah.
They have 0 point to exist other than bee dicks.
Yep. They're just yeah. Hey, this is really cool.
Yes,
it's
this
like
is
a honey. It looks like a honeycomb, but then
very appropriate.
It's also could be like spinning up, like churning honey. I think if I were to make a suggestion here, put a river rapids around this. I got this idea from someone on a different episode, but then put basic shapes over top, yellow ones, and it'll look like it's churning up honey.
That would be a good idea.
Something like that.
Yeah.
I feel like there could be
just a gray base. Yeah.
I mean, even if this was just yellow with little bubbles, little.
Yeah, if I was ride skins, it's good to do a custom floor.
And then you could have just like a little queen bee in the middle or something.
Yeah.
Like a basic shape. But it's a good concept. I feel like it's falling a little bit short. You could do a lot more with it. I actually expected the lighting to be a lot more yellow in here. It's a little bit desaturated, but I don't mind it. It's more golden.
Let's see from the outside. Let's back up a bit and just see how that looks. Because, I mean...
Yeah, that looks nice.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
not over the top.
I like how it's kind of broken in like that.
Yeah.
Looks really good. Very cool stuff. I mean, that whole honeycomb area is just for that flat ride. I was actually expecting it to be a dark ride or a coaster or some main attraction. That's a lot of real estate.
Yeah, I honestly thought that was just going to be an area for the coaster to go through once or twice and that was it, but...
Yeah, I think you could reuse the space a little bit more, still have the coaster go through it.
I think that's the problem. It looks like a big space from the outside, but by the time you actually get a wall of landscape in there, it's got to be a certain thickness for it to even work, right? So
you're right, yeah.
I think if you'd removed the actual landscaping and just put rocks and left your honeycombs, you would have been able to get away with a lot more. Mind you, then the inside would be
I agree, and if we
honeycombs.
did those suggestions like we mentioned and really jazz up this flat ride so it's just absolutely immaculate, I think I would justify it. But I did really expect there to be some sort of main attraction in there. But not too bad. We'll see what the actual main attractions are, and hopefully they deliver. Oh!
Here we go.
Oh, this is neat.
Oh.
Honeycomb mini golf. Okay. I like that you went ahead and decided to make some mini golf and do something a little bit different.
I'm grinning so hard at this. I love this.
This is really epic.
I just went mini golfing the other day.
They always have that thing at the end where you try to get it in and you get like your money back or something, or some super prize, a free pass for the next time. That's what this looks like. Try to shoot it over the water and get it in the hole. It's cool.
Very, very cool.
Is this just another way up? Oh, I see. They get off the ride here. Okay. But then there's another entrance? Alright, I see what's happening here.
Okay, yeah.
The supports are almost like dripping honey. You could use what are the stalagmites or the icing bits?
Right, and sunk them in a bit.
Color them in so it looks like it's sticky.
You know what's interesting? I noticed they're not sinking in any of the lights, but the lights kind of look like honeycombs. If you actually look at them.
This is nice.
I really like that yellow on the brown.
Oh. You made a custom video. I like that.
Cool.
Nice work. Honestly, I think this is the first time I've ever seen someone make their own splash screen and put it in the game. Like, I've downloaded videos, yes, but this
well, even look at the drop tower one to the left there.
Oh. Yes, that's... They put their creation on a green screen, recorded that, added their own flash effects. That's impressive. More people need to do this.
Really good.
And it's done really well. This is spectacular. I really appreciate that detail. I was doing one with Wix where we saw a lot of custom photoshopped signs where they made all their signs from scratch in Photoshop.
Oh yeah.
But that's taking it one step above that, where they're animated screens.
Yep.
For advertising all the rides. Are we gonna see the other side? There we go.
And those kind of little extra details are something we see a lot more of, like in the higher ranks, like MKP. He does all that.
Not even though.
Art. Well, he does like his custom maps and.
You're right, but it's still very rare, even at the higher ranks. So
yeah, like a splash screen like that, playing an ad for a ride in your park. That's really good. I like that a lot.
I almost feel like that needs to be a new standard, because now that I've seen it, A mixture?
More.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Like the way you can really dress up the signs and put a lot of personality into them, it really sells the park. And then you add that onto custom signs with like 3D fonts and stuff. Having a mixture of everything, it just adds, it takes your theming to the whole new level. So I think more people should start adopting these ideas. Do not climb. It's fun.
How many years into the game are we, and you're still discovering new things
and new suggestions?
Yeah. This game is just a bottomless pit of creativity. I love it.
I mean, that's why I'm still doing it, isn't it? I just haven't run out of things ideas. Like I just came up with a new contest idea that I never thought of before. You know, even this. I honestly, with the mini park contest, I thought of the idea. I just I thought it was gonna. The
implementation is daunting.
Yeah, it is. It was so much work, and I knew it would probably kill me or be nearly impossible. We did it anyways, and I was absolutely right. I may die in 2020, and not because of COVID. Oh boy.
I started building for this one, but I ended up not having enough time to actually commit to my building, so.
Yeah, but it's worth it to kind of iterate on what I was just saying. There's nothing like being able to explore all these wonderful creations, and that's why I want to do it. That's why I did it.
That's what's good about the competitions is that you get, I don't know, you just discover something new and it pushes people to do something unique. Because they really want their creation to stand out more than what they would on just a regular spotlight.
And you get these discoveries. This would have never been created had it not been for the contest.
Right.
Some of these things, they're like, I can only do this, or I only did this because you gave me a 40x40. And I've been seeing that in a lot of these episodes where they're like, because of the size, I went for this. And those are the constraints that we put on people that put these amazing creations out. So they're not just mini parks. They're like parks you would probably never see on the regular show.
Yeah, exactly. Because, I mean, you get that extra space to work with, and you start going into it instead of getting compressed into this tiny little layout where you can actually make something well thought out.
Exactly. Yeah, and then that's why it's an absolute joy to be able to do this for you guys, and I'm having a ton of fun. This is neat.
Just a simple splash screen too.
It is, yeah.
Mind you, with the shapes changing like that, I mean, I don't know if I would know how to make that.
That's true. That would take me a while because I would do. Yeah, that's not the easiest unless you just downloaded that, but I doubt it. It's nice. Okay, where are we going? That was the fast pass. Okay, here we go. Wait.
Hey. Perfect.
Instead of wooden coaster, wooden gnarler, green across the board, long duration on this guy.
Yes.
Long length. G-forces are just a little bit over on the lateral. It's looking good though. Definitely tolerable. It should be good for video game standards.
I think so.
Absolutely. Is this
Let's see when we ride it.
Yeah.
We are here.
Let's go. What?
Yeah.
That was amazing. What? I want to see that again.
I know, me too.
I wish that segment was longer than like 3 seconds.
Not over yet.
That was super impressive. I would just copy paste that everywhere. I like that over banking. It's fun. The honey drips. See, you did the honey drips there. I would have done it on more of the buildings and stuff. Damn.
I quite like that roller coaster.
I want to see that segment again, and why don't we just ride the coaster at night so we get
Yeah, oh.
Should we maybe It's fine. We'll sit and see it again.
I think this is the better view for that.
This lighting's really nice too. It's soft. Wow.
That is so crisp.
It's the way that the light hits all the honeycombs.
Yeah.
And it does it in such a beautiful gradient. Again, I would literally just copy paste that if you can. I don't think it would be overused by doing 2 or 3 segments like that.
Yeah.
I would like to see it again at the end and somewhere in the middle. I just want to watch that one part on loop.
One thing I'm noticing about this track layout is it's kind of like, have you ever seen a bee fly? Like they kind of go all over the place.
Okay, yeah.
So I'm sort of seeing that in the way the track's laid out. You're sort of bouncing back and forth.
Yeah.
So it's really an appropriate layout for the
That's
theme.
true. That's a good point. That segment is one of the most impressive triggered events that I've ever seen.
Like
probably that I've seen
the
on
building piece. It's behind you there. Yeah.
I'm trying to follow the coaster.
Oh.
So we can watch it go through and kind of pause it. Yeah, one of the most dynamic, cool triggered event sequences that I've seen ever. It smashes it on the contest because you have these like neon ones that wrap around as well. See, look at the way that lights just perfectly. And really, it's just a sequence of lights turning on, isn't it? But
that's all it is. With
but then some of them are turned into panels. So with it turning off, it kind of creates its own little kind of spiral as well.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a happy accident in combination, but because some of them are a little bit more dim than others, it just creates, it feels like we're in a honeycomb.
It looks really good.
It looks like we just dug out a hole through a big chunk of honeycomb. Look at that, just the way that dims off. And then that's what I was saying, like as the light turns off, it creates this spiral.
Yeah, it looks really good.
You've dimmed that and faded it perfectly. That's one of my favorite sequences that I've seen on any of the coasters in this contest. Threw me for a spin. Wow. I think we've seen it all. I didn't miss anything, did we?
We did the drop tower. We did.
I kind of feel like there was supposed to be
whatever that other one was. Was there one more ride?
There's that guy, the drop tower. I just want to make sure I hit it all before I give some final thoughts on it. But I think that's it. It would have been nice to see a second main attraction or whatever, a secondary attraction, I should say.
Yeah, I think.
And that's what the Hive could have been used for, I think.
Yeah, that's as far as my feedback goes. I think the only thing I see is that Hive being, it looks like that's your centerpiece. It's your main thing, and you get in, and what's actually in there is a little bit underwhelming.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
But I mean, overall, the theme on this park was really well thought out and really well implemented and coherent the entire way through. It's very, very well done.
I agree. And even with your buildings, like they don't look like the most advanced expert builds. I mean, it's just kind of these Planko rooftops on wood, but you've went a little bit further in putting these kinds of designs on the fronts. And same with over here, honeycombs, building it in. So I think you've dressed them up. Take a kind of a basic building. It has some complexity, but not overwhelming. It's not, insane. But then you've added complexity to it. You've dressed it up. And that's how I started building. I would just kind of do a basic build and nothing's not off grid. And then I would just, all of the glamour would come from the actual dress up. And if you look at it from kind of this perspective, it looks great as a package. You start stripping off these extra elements and it's really just a wooden building. With basic support structures. So I think
just shows what you can do with basic building
and just dress up
and what you can do with it, right?
And that's like, again, that's a great point or a good method for a lot of these newer builders is to start basic and just layer it up. But there also comes a point where you start adding too much and it kind of destroys the simplicity of it.
Yeah, there's definitely a balance, and I actually think it was done really well here with the balance because it's not taking away from the honeycomb or the nature aspect of it.
Yeah.
It's a very natural look on the buildings, and I quite like it.
Mm-hmm. The only thing that I would kind of recommend or suggest, or as like kind of a something that I would have liked to see done a little bit more on this, this hive idea, the honeycomb, the vibrance of the playfulness of it with the basic shapes, it kind of gives it a little bit of a Toonland vibe. With that said, I would like to see a little bit more gigantic basic shaped flowers, like maybe a big sunflower over here with a little bee flying in there. Maybe you have some tulips off in the corner that are made out of basic shapes, and you know, that sort of thing. I would like to see a little bit more of that playful, maybe a little mushroom patch over in the corner or something. Just get a little bit crazy, like Alice in Wonderland style, but not overly kill.
Make you feel as the guest kind of like you're a little tiny bee.
You're a little worker ant in a bee's lair or something like that, you know. But I guess that's also me just coming off of playing Grounded, and
I was about to say.
It's like I want to see this universe developed a little bit more. But with that said, what you did here with your combination of colorful trees and the way you've laid out your flower work in your gardens, it's looking really nice. So your garden work isn't slouchy. You've got all the different variety. This looks like a bee's paradise. This kind of looks like my garden at home. There's just a huge variety of stuff going on, and that's just like a bee's tropical paradise. Like, they just love it. So it's definitely like a breeding ground for bees, and it looks great. Those are cool custom supports too. There's a lot of details here, and I think it's a good combination of builder quality layered up to advanced and beyond with some really expert ideas as well. It's a really big mixture of everything, and I think this is definitely going to put you above your bracket. You're going to be moving up for sure with a creation like this.
Yep.
Good job, ethz. Never seen you before. Welcome to the community. What did you guys think of this creation? Leave your comments down below for ethz's first ever submission. And that's going to do it for us in today's video. Thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye now.
Bye now.